It's been a while since I've last recorded a video, and the reason why is because, well, I just completely gave up, but also because I have been bed-rotting, doom scrolling, while also going to work. I went back to college for architecture, and I've been actually like taking school seriously this time. So like I've been like studying for hours, and I just don't have a lot of time anymore, which does suck. But anyways, this is going to be a sequel video to the best keyboard of all time, which I made that video 5 years ago. Almost five, and I still have no idea what I want to do with my life. I was 14 when I filmed that video, and basically what I was talking about is the Razer Huntsman Mini, and I was pretty much glazing over the fact that, oh, this is the best keyboard of all time. It's from Razer. Razer, they never do things wrong, right? And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad keyboard. You know, if I've had it for 5 years. It's a 60% keyboard, so like I save a lot of space on my desk. I mean, I could fit this entire box on my desk. I can fit my iPad, my laptop, I can fit my binder on this desk right here. The case is like made out of aluminum, I think. The top plate is aluminum. The back plate, I think it's like made out of plastic, and it does have feet right here. That one is missing a feet because I was raging on Minecraft Bed Wars like 4 years ago. So yeah, that's why that's missing. It's not bad. However, and hold on, let me just get this box out of the desk real quick. It is incredibly loud. I mean, just listen to this. Yeah. Who would want to hear that? It is so loud that you could probably hear me typing from like downstairs. Like it's terrible. Second of all, it's not wireless. And I did buy this keyboard for about $100 back in 2021. Nowadays it goes on sale for about like 80 or 90 bucks. But anyways, don't ask me why this box looks like it's just been violated. I don't know. God damn, this is heavy. This is the Yunzi AL80 75% keyboard. I picked it up for about $104 on Amazon. Decided to go with black and white since it fits with my setup really well. You can get it in beige and silver for $87.91. You can also get it with Gatoron Zero switches or the Cocoa Cream switch. I went with the Cocoa Cream switches since they do sound better. Oh crap. Oh, I just ripped the box. Damn. An IQ too high. Opening up the box, we have these two manuals right here that show you how to use the keyboard shortcuts, but I don't need that shit. Over there you can see the keyboard with all of its aura, but first I want to show you the accessories box. So inside the box you get home, insert, and end keys, including Mac keys, USB-C cable, keycap and switch puller, 2 extra Cocoa Cream switches, which by the way sounds very good. And it's kind of crazy the amount of stuff you get, because I bought my Huntsman Mini for $120 and that shit came with nothing. All I got was a USB-C cable, a manual, and a keyboard. That's literally it. After briefly doxing myself by the reflection of the plastic cover, this keyboard is quite heavy compared to the Huntsman Mini. Here's the keyboard out of its plastic wrap, very nice. And here is the back, which comes with a mirror. Hello. That seems to be a trend nowadays, adding mirrors to back plates. But yeah, this keyboard, it's very much made out of metal. Like, it's metal, which feels oof. And of course it comes with an LCD screen, because why not? By the way, this thing is actually a dust cover to protect your keyboard, which is pretty nice. And it does have a volume knob, and to press it down is to mute. And man, this keyboard, oh, it sounds amazing compared to the Razer keyboard. Comes with a 2.4 gigahertz dongle, has a USB-C connection, and it also comes Bluetooth, while the Huntsman Mini doesn't come wireless. And it's RGB, because of course it is. Without wasting any time, let's do a typing test comparing the Yunzi to the Razer. Of course, I do type faster on the Huntsman Mini, but that's because I've used it for so many years. But yeah, the sound difference is huge. Anyways, on the LCD screen, you have these googly eyes, and it does show the battery, the time, including what OS and what connection you are using. The configuration software for the AL80 is actually on the browser, so you don't need to download a software like Razer Snaps, where it uses like, what, 50% of your RAM? Anyways, you can do things like save and load a profile, change lights, change macros, including what each key does, blah 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 blah. One thing that I don't like about the Yunzi is that you have to download a separate software if you want to display any images or GIFs on the LCD screen. And you have to download it from this like suspicious ass website.
Oh, what the hell? What is this? Am I gonna get hacked?
After downloading the LCD software, I knew what picture I'm going to display.
Yo! Oh my.
As you can see, I got a little bit too carried away putting down images and GIFs on the screen. With this keyboard, you can take apart the keycaps and the switches and use other third-party switches as long as they have a 3 or a 5-pin connector. You can also change out the keycaps to whatever you want. With the Huntsman Mini, I mean, I guess you can modify it, but if you want to swap out the switches, you have to use Razer, and you only have 2 options. Like, what the hell? And plus, you need to have like a Winter Arc physique to like take apart these switches. Like, they're so hard to take apart. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that the Yunzi switches, they have lube on them, which is supposed to make it sound better and feel better when you're typing. The Huntsman Mini, I don't think it's lubed. I checked on the website and I also checked on my keyboard and I couldn't find any lube on it. So another thing that I don't like about the Yunzi is that the keycaps, they don't have backlights like the Razer one does. So I decided to switch my Razer keycap with the Yunzi, and well...
Oh, yeah, that's not good lighting over there.
Yeah, it didn't work. But I imagine you can change the keycaps to whatever you want, so I don't know, maybe I might do that one day. Who knows? I've seen a couple of videos of people just disemboweling the entire keyboard, so you can modify whatever you want on it. You can add or replace the foam for a better sound, although the PCB that it comes in is green, which honestly, I don't know why anyone gives a shit. I mean, you're not even going to see the thing when it's fully assembled, so... Anyways, I've been seeing a lot of these videos of people just building their own keyboards. I've seen, a couple of websites where you can pick whatever you want. You can pick whatever keycaps, whatever switches, whatever case you want, whatever PCB you want. You can pick whatever foam. You can customize anything and build it yourself, which honestly, that sounds like something I would want to do one day. I don't know, not today though. Oh yeah, I almost forgot that if you were to ever drop the Yunzi, it's not going to press any keys down. However, the Huntsman Mini, if you were to drop it...
Typed out the backslash. yeah, it's going to press a key by itself for no reason. And also this keyboard is very rattly as well. So overall, the Yunzi is a pretty solid keyboard for $100. It feels expensive, especially with like the metal casing that's all around it. It's 5 times better than the Huntsman Mini. Of course, if you don't like the keycaps, switches, or the case, or the foam, you can always change them out. I like the LCD screen and the volume knob that it comes with. I know I sound like a glazer, but it's just really good. And it actually fixed my marriage. And listen, I'm 19, I'm not even married, but it somehow did just that. But of course, there's some things that I don't like about it, like there's no backlight keycaps, the cable that it comes with is not braided, you cannot change the color of this light strip. The software could be a little bit better, but it's not a deal breaker. Honestly, I could never see myself going back to Razer or gaming keyboards in general. It's 2026 and there's so many good cheap options out there compared to 2021 that sound creamy, you can modify almost anything on it, and there's still people out there that are paying way too much for gaming keyboards when you could get one that's better, cheaper, better. Take for an example, the Razer Synosa V2. Bought it back all the way in 2020 and it was around $60 probably in Best Buy. It was my first ever keyboard ever that I bought and it was bad, like really bad. It's a membrane keyboard, so it's not as precise as the mechanical ones. A membrane, you have to press the key all the way down. On a mechanical keyboard, you don't have to press the key all the way down to register a click. The letters on the keycaps faded faster than my marriage, which by the way, I'm not even married, so I don't know how it did that. The spacebar was just fucked. It just kept falling off every time I press on the spacebar, and overall it didn't really feel that great typing on it, and the sound wasn't really the best. And for some fucking reason, the Synosa V2 is still going on sale for $70 on Amazon, all while there are better keyboards out there that are around like $20 or $40 that are mechanical, they're hot swappable, and they sound better, they sound creamy. And there's even one that's like $30 and it's wireless. Or if you want a 100% keyboard, there's ones out there that are $40 or $70 and they're going to sound a lot better than Razer. Heck, you can even buy a Hall effect keyboard, which if you don't know, Hall effect is a lot more precise than mechanical keyboards since they use like a magnetic switch. If you just wiggle the keycap, it's going to register that as a click. I just cannot see why anyone would buy a membrane keyboard, especially for a price that high. Unless you have like, I don't know, like $10 or $15 to your name, then yeah, I can see why a membrane would be good. Anyways, another example is the Logitech G Pro X60 keyboard. A lot of people clowned on this keyboard because it was very overpriced for what you get. It was like $180 when it was first released. And even still nowadays, it's overpriced at $120. And based on this and this video I've seen, it looks very much similar to the Razer Huntsman Mini. It's made out of plastic with the exception of the metal plate that's on top. It's rattly, it's loud, you cannot change the switches unless it's from Logitech, and it's overpriced. And what's crazy is that this keyboard has a 4.6 rating on Amazon because people are stupid. Hold on, I should not say stupid. If you want a gaming keyboard, do whatever you want, but I'm just saying that there's so many better options that you can get. I just cannot see why gaming keyboards are still popular or why anyone would buy a piece of shit membrane keyboard. Razer, Corsair, Asus, Logitech, a lot of their keyboards are overpriced considering what you can get. I mean, I guess the only positive thing about gaming keyboards is that the software is usually going to be better. However, who cares about software if your keyboard is going to feel like shit? There's plenty of people out there that would want a good quality keyboard rather than the software being good. Anyways, that concludes my yapping session. So overall, if you have like $90 or $100 laying around, this keyboard is very much worth it. If you're on a budget, you can go with any of these keyboards right here, and I promise you, they're going to be a lot better than gaming keyboards. And plus, you can upgrade them.